Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection lawyer, and a lot of you guys are interested in doing your own credit repair. So you have errors on your credit reports that you're trying to fix. And so I want to give you a number of videos on that. And I thought it'd be nice to have just sort of a big picture of it. And rather than just describing it, I would like to show it to you. Now, I thought about doing something where it's, like an animated hand or something like that. But instead, I will just draw it out for you by hand. Now, you will quickly see why I went to law school instead of art school, because I have no artistic ability. But maybe between some stick figures and lines, it'll sort of make sense. So I hope that it will. And if you're brave, then come join me as we draw the dispute process. And again, kind of the big picture of doing disputes. And then we'll have other videos where we dive into more detail, but hopefully this will be helpful. Okay, I'll see you in just a second. Okay guys, welcome to our very fancy piece of paper here. So you will quickly see why I went to law school and not art school. So this is you, and you are looking at your credit report and you notice that there are errors. And there's basically two types of errors. There's technically three, but we'll mainly focus on two. Number one is the information is just wrong. You never opened the account. They say you were late in January. You were never late. You can prove it. Or the information is incomplete. So maybe they are accurately reporting that you were late in January, but then you were current the rest of the year, and mysteriously they're not reporting that. Well, that would be incomplete. Now there's a third category that says if the furnisher or the credit bureau is unable to verify the information, then it should be deleted. The courts have really cut back on that, okay? But whatever the error is, what you do is you would then send a letter, is my preference, but it could be online, it could be a fax. You just have to prove what you sent and that it was received and when it was received. Well, who do you send that to? Well, you send that to the CRA. So the CRA is the Consumer Reporting Agency. This is Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and these guys are the ones that create your credit reports, okay? So over here, we would have a user. So this could be a mortgage company or a car finance company. And they get your credit report, so the CRA sends your credit report to them, and the user uses it to decide whether to give you a loan or reject you or give you a job or whatever the purpose of the credit report is. Now, if you send a dispute to the credit bureau and you're very specific, so you don't just say, hey, the payment history is inaccurate. You say, the payment history is inaccurate because, and then you spell it out. Or the balance is wrong because, and you spell it out. Then the credit bureau, the credit reporting agency, has to investigate. Now, part of their investigation is they go to the furnisher. So who is the furnisher? Well, the furnisher is Bank of America, Capital One, Midland Funding, Portfolio Recovery. They're the ones that furnish information to the credit bureau. That's how the credit bureau gets most of its information, is through these furnishers. And then the credit bureau sells that to a user. It could be a car dealer, it could be a mortgage company, whoever it is, who wants to use your credit report. So when you see an error, you reach out directly to the credit bureau. Now, you're allowed to send it, you can do a letter directly to the furnisher, and they have an obligation to fix it if it's wrong. But if they don't, you can't sue them for that. You can only sue a furnisher when you go to the credit bureau, and then the credit bureau goes to the furnisher and says, hey, what do you think? Investigate. So these guys are having to do an investigation. The credit bureau is having to do an investigation. And the furnisher then reports back to the credit bureau and says, okay, here are the results of what we believe should happen. And then the credit bureau makes a final decision. And then they write back to you what are called results of investigation. And there's a couple possibilities. And let's go over those real quick. I see my marker here is sort of bleeding through. But one possibility is it's now perfect. I mean, everything that needed to be fixed is fixed, so nothing more to do. Second possibility is it's not fixed and you're not happy with it. So you dispute again. So just like we did over here, we go to the credit bureau goes to the furnisher goes back to the credit bureau, they report back to you. Okay? So you could do that again. And we've had some cases where we might have 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds of disputes where we're trying to get the credit bureaus and the furnishers to fix this, and they just won't fix it. And when we sue them, they look really, really bad when we've given them that many opportunities to fix. Now, another possibility is a direct dispute. And this would be going directly to the furnisher. Now, again, if they don't fix it in response to that direct dispute, there's usually no way to sue them for that. But sometimes it gets their attention. And sort of related is you could go to the CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and let them get involved. Now, the fourth option, besides just doing nothing, which I presume if you're interested in repairing your credit, getting rid of errors, and you spent this long with me watching this video, you're not just going to do nothing, okay? So the fourth option is you sue. Well, what do you sue under? The FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act. Well, who do you sue? Well, generally the credit bureau and the furnisher. We sue both of these companies. Well, why do we sue both? Because if we only sue the credit bureau, they may say, hey, look, we couldn't really do anything other than go to the furnisher. Only the furnisher knows, and the furnisher's at fault. Well, if you only sue the credit bureau, you give the credit bureau what's called an empty chair defense. They get to point the finger at the furnisher who's not there. Same thing, if you only sue the furnisher, they may say, hey, the credit bureau never notified us. So remember, we go to the credit bureau, and then the credit bureau has to notify the furnisher in order for the furnisher to have liability, for you to be able to sue the furnisher. Well, what if the credit bureau never goes to the furnisher? That happens occasionally. Well, if we've only sued the furnisher, then they point the finger back here at the credit bureau, you're kind of up the creek. So when you can, it's good to sue both of them. Let them point the finger at each other. That's great. Hey, you just sort of sit back, get some popcorn, watch them fight each other. Fantastic. But if you can, you want to sue both of them when that's possible. Or make sure you have time. If, for example, you only sue the credit bureaus, make sure there's time under statute of limitation. If you need to then sue the furnisher, you can, and vice versa. So I hope that this is helpful, and we'll do some more of these. And let me know if you like this. It's called a document camera. I saw this on, I can't remember her name, but I'll put a link. She does a great job. I think what she's doing is teaching teachers how to teach basically using Zoom and things like that. And she references document camera, and that you can sort of point it at paper and write on it and draw on it. And I thought, hey, that might be useful, assuming you can possibly read my handwriting. So anyway, let me know what you think about this, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Okay, have a good one. Bye-bye.